much. Sorry I'm not face to face.
Recording in progress.
No problem.
I know we're not supposed to specifically ask questions about some of this public knowledge of your two teammates these last couple of days, but just in general with this team, with all that's been going on, with players not being available and with some injuries, I just wonder how you guys are handling, all the changes and all the adversity that's going on.
Obviously, it's not ideal situation, things that have happened this year, but we're professionals and it's our job to perform at the highest level we can and get results for this great soccer team.
Okay, and I know defensively, especially on that back line, there's been holes to fill and moving around. Can you just kind of address sort of where y'all the challenges are and just the mindset back there right now?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a squad of players, when you pick up injuries, especially in the same positions, it isn't ideal, like you said. So some players have had to play out of position this season, but you just have to deal with that, like I said, as best you can. And like I said, we are professional players, and it's our job to fill in when it needs to be done, and do what the manager's asked of us.
Thank you, Nathan.
No problem.
Thanks, Joel. Go ahead, Steve.
Hi, Nathan. I've been a Spurs fan a decade longer than you've been on this planet, and they've been driving me nuts for 40 years. And I see a kind of a parallel when you'll have such a great performance against Columbus, and then kind of an uninspired one against DC there. It was almost a little bit of deja vu in the DC game with how things are going there. To use the term that's been very popular this year, the Spursiness, is there a bit of that within Charlotte FC? And part of that is not always of their own making. Sometimes it's just bad balance. It's a bit of luck that doesn't go the right way. Whereas, I thought against Columbus, the team was finally getting some of the breaks it didn't get earlier this season. Is there a kind of a Spursiness to the mixed results? And if so, is that more on the coaching staff or is it on the players?
I think, first of all, we're all together in it. We are one team. So, I think the frustration for us so far is when we are dominating possession, when we have more of the ball, when we're entering the final third, way more than the opposition. It's turning those situations into chances, and I think that's been a real struggle so far this season, which we need to improve, because you look back on a lot of games when we're dominant and we have the ball and we're putting crosses in and we're getting shots off. We need to be a lot more clinical as a team when we get in those situations. And I think any team on the planet, when you're in the ascendancy and when you're on the front foot and you're playing in the opposition's half, it's then when you have to punish them and take your chances, because I feel like until the penalty in DC, we were the only team playing, we were dominant, but the amount of times we had the ball in the final third to shots on goal wasn't enough, and that's on us to improve that.
And your header there, it was a great header. It was an even better save to keep it from going in. And anyone who's been around the game knows that goals change everything. For or against, can keep momentum going. It can change momentum in certain ways. Is there a feeling within the team that this is still under your control, to your destiny?
Yeah, 100%. And I think you can, from when I came in last season in August, even when I got here, it was a very sort of similar. We were up and down in the league. I came in, a few of us came, Adilson came at the same time, and we went on a run and we were pushing playoffs until I think it was the second to last game. So The league can change very quickly. We need it to start changing for us, of course, but 100% we all believe, and you just need to put a run together, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and the situation changes drastically.
Yeah, and that was evident, the end of last season where it was good up until the point to where it wasn't with that. But it was, a lot of positive signs, going towards the end, and a good run to try to make the last playoff berth, which is a little broader now, a bigger target to aim for. And the other side is like social media is also, coming from Great Britain. I mean, what Fleet Street and the British press is like, and how caustic and critical they can be. Now, in the age of social media, everyone kind of has that platform to espouse. One would hope the media would be balanced in it, not so much in Great Britain, but more so here it is. How do you, as an athlete, as a human, deal with all the social media critics and things like that? Do you not pay attention to it? Do you look at it and just say everyone has a right to their opinion, whether I agree with it or it's bollocks or not? How do you personally deal with all that?
Yeah, well, I'm not really much of a social media person, so that sort of helps me out. Yeah, that helps me out. And like you said, it's always been around. It's just so, like you said, social media is just blowing things up. Everyone's got an opinion, and they have a right to have one. So, I don't look at any of that stuff. I'm here to try and do the best job I can, and try and enjoy it along the way. So that's all I'm going to do. But no, I don't scour Twitter and Instagram for what's being said, because that could probably end up driving you crazy.
Yeah, again, I think that's healthy. Well, thank you for your time, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Right, let's finish up with Caleb.
Hey, Nathan, good to see you. I just wanted to ask you about last year's encounters with New York City FC. You guys played them twice, you won both of those games, and you were involved in the second. Just wanted to ask you, what are some things you can take from those games and bring them into this matchup this weekend?
To be honest, this league is very similar to when I was in England in the Championship, whereas it's so even game to game. It's usually moments of brilliance or lapses of concentration that you end up winning or losing a game, and it's very similar in the Championship. You look at the Premier League, the Bundesliga in Spain. There's a much bigger gap from top to bottom, but here I feel like there's a lot of, everyone's competitive. The games are very even, and it is who takes their chances when they come along who is going to win the game usually. So I don't think you can look too much into what happened last year, because they're going to come here and they're going to give us a good game for sure. But we definitely believe that we can get a good result.
Right, that's it for me. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.